Hey guys, today I am actually going to do a very simple glamorous type Sade look. So without further ado, let's get started. I've already prepped my skin with a really good moisturizer and a primer by Sade Glamour, and I will post those products just below if anyone cares to see how I'm keeping my skin fairly clear. But for starters, I am going to put a good dollop of my Sade Glamour Double Wear Bronze on my face, and I use a small trowel size just because it's easier for my hands to grasp the bottle. And then I am going to blend that with my Morphe foundation brush. It's pretty cool. I just purchased this recently at a hair show and I am in love. And I'll just go ahead and start to buff this in really well because the Double Wear Bronze is a very blendable foundation, but at the same time I don't want it to start to dry before I've applied it in the proper spot. So, and I just kind of blend this all the way down and get a really good blend of the foundation. I've been asked a lot this week, especially since I've been wearing my hair back, you know, what am I using on my skin? So that kind of inspired this look. I'm a Double Wear Bronze girl though, for the most part, until the summer when I drop a little bit deeper. I'll kind of go back in right around the eye area. Some people say, oh, don't use foundation around your eyes. I tend to do it just to base my concealer. If I put enough foundation here, when I add my concealer, it tends to blend and bond a little bit better. I also use a really good eye cream around the eye area because that skin around the eye is a lot more sensitive as well as thinner than the rest of your face. So I tend to treat that part of my face with a lot of care. I do a lot of hydration because there are no oil glands around the eye area, so you really want to treat that with as much delicacy as possible. So as you can see, I've already applied that foundation really pretty quick and seamless. I am going to use a little bit of an eyeshadow pot right now. This is my Double Wear Pure color called Chain. It's one of the newer ones. It's part of our Double Wear line as well, but it's also, well, you can apply it with your finger. You can see that color is really rich and lush, and I just kind of tap my finger in there like that and go forward. Yeah, I'm not applying this with the foundation brush because I said I was going to do a really quick look, and this tends to make that look very quick and seamless. I'm going to grab a little bit more and scoop it right underneath the eye as well. This will tend to allow my eyeshadow to lock in place, so when I'm arriving at my point of destination, that eyeliner has resolved and stayed put. So just going to apply that just like so. There's really no wrong way to apply this. You can apply it with the foundation, with the eyeshadow brush. I will make sure that the bristles are not those synthetic ones, more like real hair follicles, because that tends to glide this type of eyeshadow a little bit better and without streaking. So moving forward, I'm going to conceal right now with my Double Wear Studio Finish Concealer, number 35. You can see that. And I am going to, with this, apply it with a foundation brush just because I'm blending it into my foundation. So just underneath the eye, washing it out right there. And what this I've noticed has done, it kind of builds up this area where I'm a little bit sunken, a little bit puffy sometimes. It builds it up, and it allows me to camouflage that area really well. It just blends in really well with my foundation. I'm not using a lighter foundation around this area because I am a little bit puffier today. I don't want to highlight that puffy bag. That just makes a mess. I've tried that look, and it is definitely a makeup no-no. And you'll notice I'm washing a little bit right here on this forehead. kind of creating a V highlight here. I want this part of my face to eventually be a little bit more highlighted. So I'm going to blend this foundation down again, and because it is right about the shade of my foundation, it just creates a little bit more of coverage around this area, so I can really tend to highlight it without creating a bag effect. So I'm just drape this foundation right around that mouth area to keep this area really, really clean here. All right, that's that. Next, I am going to use my Double Wear Stay in Place Rich Mahogany powder. This is, some people use this as a setting powder. Obviously, if they're a richer shade and complexion, you can see that this is a really rich mahogany shade. But I like to use this as a contour. I will also use a flat brush. This is a brush that I have received from my Double Wear Bronze bronzer. I use that sometimes in the summer when I'm going for a little less foundation look, but I love this brush because it really, really allows you to grab just a little bit of the powder, tap, tap, and it allows you to kind of place it exactly where it needs to be as far as a contour. So I'm just going to kind of whisk this back and forth, kind of stencil this into my face. Remember, my foundation is already wet, so you kind of want to work a little bit faster with this just to allow this to blend in really, really nicely. Don't worry about it looking, you know, blotchy, because you're going to go in and blend just as soon as you get done with all that. So I am creating kind of a very easy contour effect. I'm going to drape this right down the base of my nose here. Can you see that? And grab a little bit more and blend it right down the bridge of that nose, well, on the side of the nose, because it's going to create a very nice sharp facial feature here. I'm going to tap a little bit just underneath this jawline. Probably shouldn't put this earring on, but right here on this jawline, and bring it in. This is going to create a nice shadow effect to keep that skin nice and tight looking. Right here on the side of the temple, so it gives a really, really pretty peripheral side view. Right here on the side, doing it, blending that down that way. And I don't know if you can see, it just looks really, really strong, really sharp, but it doesn't freak me out because I am going to, like I mentioned, go in and blend. Now for just a little bit extra of a bronzing, this is a mineral-based powder by Audrey, I can't remember the name, Audrey McKell, I believe. Anyway, I picked this up at my last hair show that I was doing makeup for at Barnum Brothers, and you can kind of see the color. It's really, really rich and pretty. Again, I've just picked up another Morphine brush. I'm obsessed with their line right now. They're really inexpensive, but they don't do a lot of shedding. And this is an angled blush brush. So I'm just going to kind of grab a little bit of this, pat, 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 and just dab that right above where that really, really rich Estee Lauder bronzer is. And this is going to really turn it into more of a blush look. So I've created the contour just underneath, and I'm going to apply just a little bit of this bronzer as a blush. Sweep that right along the eyelid, because like I said, I'm going for a real tropical look today. A baked bronze look right here in the middle of winter. Now, this is the trick. I'm using another powder. This is called Gleaming Splendor. This is by Modern Basic. Again, found this at the hair show. A very shimmering bronze. It's kind of a gold look. For the most part, it's actually too light, but to create a very highlight effect, it's great. I'm going to flat that right down the middle of that forehead. See how that's starting to create a brightening effect on my skin? And then, of course, when you brush it right over where you've already applied that dark bronzer, it just tends to fade it really, really nicely. I am going to set a little bit of this just underneath the eye to kind of set that concealer too. Can you tell how it's creating an airbrush effect? Can you see the difference? You see that? Now I am depositing a lot more to set that concealer. And you'll see why in just a minute. Let me just go to blending. And I tend to blend in a swirl motion. It tends to stencil and apply that powder exactly where you want it to be. Very, very lightly. Duff over the ears a little bit too, because my hair is pulled back a lot today. So there we go. Now, because I have tend to, I blended it, but I probably blended it down a little too much. I'm just going to go right back in and do a light dusting of contour. Just set that. Grab that blush once more, or bronzer. Bring that right back out here. Now, can you see that? Now, I am going to use one more powder. This is my Traces of Bronze bronzer. It's by Modern Basic as well. It's rich, very, very rich in shade. I love this. I'm going to kind of bring myself back to my tan. Right where I started the contour. Now see, when I already applied the light on my face, it works better because this powder really is the wrong shade for me. But at the same time, because I am balancing out that gold that I applied, it gives me a tan without any streaking. And see, now I can just dust this right on top of that concealer that I use and not create, it doesn't have the sticking, because the stickiness from the foundation disappeared when I used the lighter shade. And when I apply the darker shade, it doesn't stick, it just blends. So it's pretty cool technique. Moving on to my lips, I'm going to use my Sun Glazed Coral. It's a double wear lip gloss by Estee Lauder. This is what it looks like. They are discontinuing a lot of these, but Sun Glazed Coral was my all-time favorite, so I'm in good shape. I bought a few of these. Can you see the number on that? Maybe not, but Sun Glazed Coral. And it has a wand, really easy. And just give a good wash of color all over your lips. Now, this is a long-wear lip stain. If your lips are dry, it's going to stick worse. And it will probably make your lips crack. So I would probably suggest when you're brushing your teeth to get your toothbrush and brush over your lips to get any dead skin off before you apply this, so you have a smoother application. Alrighty, moving on. I am going to apply some Lash Primer Plus by Estee Lauder on my eyebrows. And this is just, it goes on white. Can you see it? It's white, but it goes on white and it dries clear. Just kind of brush these up. Put a little bit on my lashes. This is not going to be a eyelash look today. I'm going real clean, so I'm going to get as much lushness from my mascara as possible, because I don't wear fake lashes every day. So, and while that is attempting to dry, where is my eyeliner? I think I'll apply Smolder by MAC today. It's a black eyeliner. Here it is, as soon as I can find it. Smolder by MAC. It's a cold pencil, sharpened pencil. See, I probably need to grab my sharpener and sharpen it. I don't tend to put my eyeliner sharpener in my makeup bag, because when it pops, it's everywhere. So I just keep it on the base of my counter. So I'm gonna roll this right inside the waterline, back and forth. Back and forth. And give an angled look here. Right on top. Don't worry about it disturbing those eyelashes. They're going to be black in just a moment as well. Same thing on this side. And back and forth. Can you see that? You might notice that I do tend to repeat steps sometimes, just to make sure that everything is in its proper space and has its just amount of color. So there we go. Alright, go ahead and line my lips a little. This is one of those wild and crazy lip liners in satin. I like it. It's very close to Terra in Estee Lauder, which I'm out. So this will have to do. Alright, moving forward. Let's do a little bit more brow pencil. To sharpen this. Although my hair is really dark right now, as you can see, it's like a deep brown. I don't know, my hairstylist mixed the color with some highlights, but for the most part it's a brown. I still use more of my blonde brow pencils because I don't want to create such a dark cast on my face. So I usually go pretty light on my brows, so it's not so strong. It's precise, but it's not strong. And I just whisk back and forth. Now remember, by using the lash primer on my brows, it creates a little bit more stiffness to your brows, but it conditions them as well. So it allows this pencil to go in and do its thing. Can you see that? Back and forth here. Can you see how it's kind of filling it in? Same thing on the other side. This is a CoverGirl pencil, I'm sorry. CoverGirl Honey Brown. I used this in Vegas when I had to go through airport security, and they took my Estee Lauder stuff because it was, I guess, in a bag with a eyebrow blade, and they didn't want me to go through check-in with it. So I got rid of the whole thing and got to Vegas and realized I did not have my brow pencil. So I'm on the strip in Vegas trying to find an eyebrow pencil. How insane. But I fell in love with this color because that's all I could find. Go right back in here with this flat powder brush and just put a little bit of take a little bit of the residue. If you can see that, that is from my glasses. I wear glasses, so that area of my face, it just shows out just because it wants to. All right, can we tell? Clean. Let's work with some mascara. Sumptuous Extreme Mascara by Estee Lauder. Pretty good mascara. Extreme Black. You can see that. Getting a lot of fullness here. And I'm just going to really work with these lashes because I am not applying false lashes today. Will it magnify the look? Yeah, but if you're trying to do a more of a natural look, I'm not into the I need my eyelashes every day look. Not for me. I wait till I want to be a diva. Going out or modeling or something like that. I have to have something to evolve toward. But if I wear those every day, then it just becomes my norm. So what else am I going to do? And I want to really glam up. So just keep working with these lashes here. And really build them up. I don't know, I'll probably do about 30-40 strokes, I would think, on each eye. If not more than that. I love mascara though. It really finishes off a look. underneath. On the other side. Underneath. And that's going to do it. Honey, I need a little more coverage right here. My glasses have really created a nice imprint in my nose. So, let's just wash this out. Can you see that? You see what I'm doing? Yes, I know I've set the powder. I know that. I'm building it up. And, sometimes your face needs a little bit more when the look is done. So you go back in and work it until it's right. No biggie, it's makeup. It's not cosmetic surgery. Although if applied correctly, it will look like you've had that clot reversed. And let's just dust a quick wash of bronzer right on top of it. And maybe a little bit of light. Last step. Let's do just a little bit of blush, a true blush. Haha. This shade is called Thrill Seeker. It is an Ulta eyeshadow, but the pink is amazing. It looks like surprise. See that? And this brush here is the bomb, guys. Really, it is probably one of the best blush brushes I've purchased in a very long time because it just dissipates the color. Do you see that? Alright, last thing. I'm thinking I need a little bit of lip. I was trying to find my crimson lipstick and I can't find it, so I'm going to use my Rock Candy Shimmer Pink Gloss by Lauder. That's it. No extra eyeshadows, anything. Just a really quick, simple look. I'm just going to clean this up right underneath my eye a little bit here. And that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just real simple, very earthy, still a little bit glamorous, nothing extraordinary, but should be pretty quick and simple for you. Hope you guys like the look, and you will put your comments below, and we'll come back with something new next time. Appreciate you. Thanks.